For more, I want to bring in Zainab Chaudry. She's the Director of Maryland Outreach at the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Zainab, how is your organization responding to this attack?
Well, of course, our hearts go out to the victims and their families and the community in New Zealand that's struggling to cope in the aftermath of this horrific tragedy. But we're also urging our communities to stay vigilant in the aftermath of these kind of attacks, especially when there's so much information being shared on social media. It's really important for communities who've been targeted to stay alert and be cautious. So we've been in touch with law enforcement authorities and encouraging stepped-up patrols at area mosques, even as we encourage Muslims to continue to go to mosques and to pray the Friday prayer as scheduled.
You talk about Muslims going to pray the Friday prayer, Jummah prayers. What do you feel regular folks in any town or country can do to support the people who have been inflicted with this kind of pain? What helps in a moment like this?
We've been flooded with an outpouring of support from allies, interfaith allies, and community partners who've wanted to express their solidarity, organize vigils, things like that. That's been really incredible. And I think one thing that's really important is also we as a nation need to have the courage to call out white supremacy where we see it. These kind of attacks do not occur in a vacuum. They don't exist in a silo. They're influenced by white supremacist ideologies that not only target American Muslim communities, but also Jewish communities, Sikh communities, African American communities across the nation, as we've seen by terrorist attack after terrorist attack that's targeted houses of worship across the nation. So we need to have accountability within our government and have elected officials speak out and condemn and denounce this hateful rhetoric that fuels these kind of incidents.
And this isn't just about people who attend a mosque. I mean, we look in the United States, there have been attacks on black churches, synagogues, mosques. When we talk about discrimination towards these groups, what do you think is missing from the conversation?
I think that we're not strong enough in addressing the elephant in the room. Last fall, President Trump cut funding for domestic terrorism in the United States. And this is at a point where white supremacist ideology and domestic terrorism is responsible for most of the violent attacks that occur in the United States. And so we need to have honest and frank conversations about the true source of threat and stop caving into fear-mongering and biased rhetoric about diverse minority communities in our country. And that's the only way that we can really truly find a path where we can move forward and push hatred back to the mainstream of society, or to the fringes of society where it belongs, not in the mainstream.
Zainab Chaudry, I want to thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.